Hello everyone, this is King Crypto. I hope everyone's having a really good day today. On my last video, I spoke about the amazing partnership with Starbucks, ISE, and Microsoft, and the bullish news where the owner of the New York Stock Exchange said Bitcoin could be the first worldwide currency. If this was 2017, Bitcoin would have easily surpassed 20,000 at this point, and altcoins undoubtedly would moon. However, this weekend we saw a completely unexpected shit show. Bitcoin barely held its price of 7,400, and now it has dropped all the way down to 6,900. Unfortunately, now bullish and bearish news seem to have a negative impact in this space. There are many theories of why this could have occurred, but the main prospect seems to be that Bitcoin is in a downright bear market. This is the kind of market that makes or breaks traders, and the weak hands are showing in large numbers. Let's review a few theories. So some people are speculating that it is due to information or misinformation about the Starbucks partnership. Many people, including myself, believe that Starbucks was initiating direct Bitcoin payments to receive coffee and other products. However, this is not the case. They are giving users the ability to have Bitcoin on their Starbucks card, which can be converted to US dollars to make a purchase. However, this is a weak theory as to why this would cause the price to dip the way it did. For example, this is still really big news, and it means that many people that are unfamiliar or skeptical of Bitcoin will now have more social proof that it is legitimate and of its existence anyway. Also, once the Lightning Network is finally successfully implemented, I have no doubt we will see more prominent businesses use Bitcoin. So something just isn't adding up here. Now this is an interesting take, and if you watch Sonny Decree, he brings up a great theory as to how this could have happened. In fact, the point he drives home was something I didn't even know. Bitcoin has many OTC or over-the-counter markets. Now, this makes up about 2-3 times as much buying power or selling power than the exchanges. Now, this may be why we can't account for these big highs and lows, and why it's almost impossible to read by doing technical analysis, and also fundamental analysis. And it also explains the manipulation aspect. The whales could be hiding in these OTC markets as to avoid detection on the graphs and therefore cause more confusion and loss of interest in Bitcoin. It could very well be a plan to get Bitcoin as cheap as possible before the next bull run comes into play. It's important to note that with enough money, it's so easy to prosper in such a low liquidity environment. Big whales sell off, everyone sells off. Big whales buy, everyone else buys. End result, bearish. At the end of the day, investing in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies right now is like eating a giant shit sandwich. No one wants to do it, and it's getting more and more unappealing the longer we do it. However, these trying times is what makes us the true warriors in this market. Life is made up of seasons. Seasons of warmth and cold, good and bad, struggle and prosperity. This market is no different. The ultimate indicator of success in this volatile, manipulated, and unpredictable market is time. Time to wait out the bearish tide. It will make a winner out of all of us if we can stomach it. I doubt most commoners can, but I always look toward the long-term future in most things in life, and especially with cryptocurrency, to give me faith. The key trait that makes Bitcoin appealing, no matter where it goes in the future, is that it is non-reactionary in regards to traditional stock markets. And it's non-reactionary in a good way, meaning when the stock market goes up, Bitcoin doesn't really seem to be affected, and when the market comes down, cryptos actually go up, much like gold or silver or any of those kind of commodities. The tide of traditional markets will one day go very bearish, and we may see a reckoning that will make this seem like a walk in the park. At the same time, Bitcoin will rise again to be a safeguard against centralized tyranny. When I think of that, I sleep soundly at night, knowing I have a huge protection against a possible repeat of a financial crisis like 2008, or maybe next time even worse. And we know that the way the economy is shaped right now, it's very clear that it has been inflated, and the government kind of staved off what the recession was supposed to be. So we're just holding on to something with debt that is growing every day. I think about $150 to $200 million a day in debt, and this keeps growing and growing out of control. And there will become a point where this will just collapse on itself. And that's why these prices, it's hard to understand if you're new to the market, but this is how cryptocurrencies work, and it's how they've worked since we have even known them in existence. So that's essentially what I wanted to say in this video. I know it's stressful to see that the markets just are making absolutely no sense, but we are in a bearish run right now, and there's no denying that. And it's going to take something really monumental for this to change the tide. Clearly an ETF would probably do so. But if news like this can't break the pattern that we're seeing, it's going to be a game of up and down for a while. But we still have to look in perspective. Sorry about that. Just how far we've come from just 2 to 3 years ago to now. And we're on this support line, and we've been here for a while. It is possible it could break. It may not happen. But one thing I know for sure is I don't think we're ever going to see these prices ever again. And that is still a sign that Bitcoin is bigger than it was before, and that there is always room for improvement. And as the technology gets better, so too will the next bull run cause a bigger, more massive shift in money going into Bitcoin, and more interest as well. So that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I just want to say, if you live in the East Coast or the tri-state area, Coinvention is an event coming out on August 31st. There's going to be a free hackathon on August 30th. Some really cool people are going to be there, including a lot of YouTubers I watch, like Crypto Love. Ready Set Crypto is really one of the higher end YouTubers out there that talks about the blockchain, and it'll be a really fun time. If you are really into cryptocurrency, I highly suggest you go to one of these events. I actually know the guy who created this whole thing, and I want to go too. I'm working. I might have to skip out that day and see what's up and meet some of my subscribers. So if you're interested in that, I highly recommend it. You will feel like coming out of that, you will almost know that this is a long-term decision that will work out in your favor. So that's it, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Stay strong. Let's get cryptical.